decisions, that's alright. Welcome to my silly life. Mistreated, misplaced, misunderstood, misknowing it's all good. It didn't slow me down. Pretty, pretty please, don't you ever feel like you're less than fucking perfect. Pretty, pretty please, if you ever feel like you're nothing, you're fucking perfect to me.
Are you ready to be the extraordinary person you were born to be? The life you've always dreamt of is so much easier than you think, and we're going to look at how this month on The Samantha Leith Show with me, Samantha Leith. Over the 4 weeks, we're going to look at clarity, confidence, courage, and charisma, which are what I think are the 4 key components of how to be extraordinary. Let's go. I believe the first step to having great clarity in life is passion. I'm not talking about the tumble in the sheets kind of passion, although for some of you, that actually may be a passion. I'm talking about the stuff that you love and care deeply about, the stuff that drives you, motivates you. You've probably heard the saying, if you do what you love, you'll never work a day in your life. Well, I don't agree with that 100%, as not all passions end up being what we do for the money, honey. I do agree, however, that loving what you do makes it a whole lot more enjoyable. So how do we find out what we're passionate about? Years ago, I was fortunate enough to meet Janet Bray Atwood, and she'd written a book called The Passion Test, The Effortless Path to Discovering Your Life Purpose with Chris Atwood. And I was hooked. So much so, I became a certified consultant. It quite literally changed my life for the better. They say when you're clear, what you want will show up in your life, and only to the extent you are clear. You see, when we're clear, we have intention, then we can take the steps needed to get those passions and give them the attention they need. Their formula takes it to the next step of having no tension in the fulfillment of these passions. It's brilliant. Getting this clarity is a step-by-step process, which would take way too much time for me to go through now. So I'm going to do the basics, and you can go to the freebies section for the worksheet to help you with this. What you want to do is come up with a list of as many things that you can think of that are really important to you. There's no wrong answer. Right now, having an hour to yourself because you're a new mum might be the first thing you think of. Write it down. Once you've got this list, you want to make the statement, when my life is ideal, I am. An example of this is one of mine, and I redo this every couple of years. When my life is ideal, I'm surrounded by like-minded, loving and fun people. One of Jack Canfield's was being of service to massive numbers of people. See, very different. You want to come up with a list of about 10 statements like that. Then we need to get to the top 5. I know it can feel really scary because you want it all. Otherwise, you wouldn't have written them all down. Don't panic. You can still actually have it all. It's about having the clarity of focus on the most important. We get to the 5 by asking the simple question, which feels better, passion number 1 or passion number 2? And you keep going through the process. Sometimes it'll be hard to decide, and you may need to think what your life would look like and feel like if you had one and you didn't have the other. Again, it doesn't mean you can't have it all, so don't panic. Now, I know this is a lot to try and cover in a couple of minutes. So if you look at the worksheet, you'll also see a link that will give you some info on how you can get some more help from me doing this. Moving right along. Once you have your 5, you want to create what are called markers for these passions. They're like milestones that show you you're living your passions. Maybe you have a travel passion. Okay, that might be hard to tick off a new country at the moment, so maybe a marker is reading a book or watching a documentary about another country once a month. Throw in eating a meal from there at the same time. You want to surround yourself, you know me with all my sheets, with your passions and your markers all the time, everywhere. Signs, affirmations, notifications, write them down, talk about them, like get excited about it. The secret is then, whenever you're faced with a decision, a choice or an opportunity, you can consistently choose in favour of your passions. I promise you it is an absolute game changer. Passions are like ice cream and values are the topping. Seriously, they're actually the grounding on which your lives are built. Our values inform our thoughts, our words, and our actions. They're really important because they help us to grow and develop. They help us to create the future we want to experience, that extraordinary future I talk about. They're neither good nor bad, they simply are. They reflect what's important to us and help us with our decision making. Some values have been instilled in us since like day dot, and some of them are important to you and some of them you just hang on to because you've never questioned it. If you have a high value for family and a high value of health, for example, you might think they conflict, but maybe you could spend time with your family doing something for your health. You can download a values list on the freebies section and get thinking. Vision and mission statements are not just for big companies. They describe the big picture of your life. They help you make decisions for your future. They can help you say no to more things. They help you to live out your life and business in a way that creates more impact. They can help you define success on your terms. They can help you support your career path or help you with your short and long-term goal setting. They're such a good thing to do. It's your ideal life in words and pictures if you want to get really creative, which you know I encourage. Your vision is how you see yourself in the future. It's passive, vivid, and inspires you. Your mission is how you want to go about living your life. It's more active, succinct, and it kind of guides you along the way. I'll give you a couple of examples. Walt Disney, to make people happy. Oprah, to be a teacher and to be known for inspiring my students to be more than they thought they could be. Richard Branson, to have fun in my journey through life and learn from my mistakes. Love that one. So, how do you get to a statement like that? Just come up with it? It's a process where you question your life and you get descriptive and then you tweak and refine and tweak and refine and tweak and refine till you can feel it in your bones. So grab the worksheet, carve out some space in your day and answer the questions with no judgment or preconceived ideas. You want to write freely and with big positive energy. I'll go through a couple of the questions here. What are your top 5 passions? What are your top 10 values? What are your greatest strengths? What are the feelings you most desire in life? And I advise checking out Danielle Laporte's work on that because core desired feelings are brilliant. If it was your last day in the world, what would you regret not doing? What are your greatest skills? What do you love to do at work? What do you love to do in your personal life? If you knew you would succeed, what would you do with your life? And what are your 3 to 5 greatest achievements? And what's the biggest, hairiest, scariest, most audacious goal you have? What does legacy mean to you and what do you want yours to be? What makes you stand out in the world? Then I want you to describe your life in 5 years and 25 years. Get creative. Write as though you're living it right now. Once you've answered the questions, you want to go to town on your statements. This is fun stuff. It's the rough draft to the movie of your extraordinary life. And when writing both of your statements, you want to write with love for who you are in the present tense, being as wild and descriptive as possible. Write it so it's meaningful and inspiring to you, not anyone else. Your vision statement needs to be relevant to you and who you want to become, including the passions, values, strengths, feelings, skills, etc. that you desire. You want to write it so it's a challenge to help you achieve. And your mission statement needs to be filled with, again, love for who you are, what you do, and who you do it for. And you want to write it with the focus on the actions and the habits that you need to motivate you towards your goals. A little trick, if you can blend your vision and your mission statements into one, it makes it really easy to add it to your daily journaling habit. It's like going on a trip. You need your map for where you're going, you need to pack the bits and bobs you need, and you need to take the steps to get there. Now I want to go on a holiday. You want your passion. You want to know your values, your core desired feelings. Remember Danielle Laporte's work? You want to know your vision statement, your mission statement, and then bingo, put it all together and you have clarity. Thank you so much for watching this week's episode of The Samantha Leith Show. I do really believe you were born to be extraordinary, and I'd love to help you achieve your vision. So head on over to samanthaleith.com/freebies, I always forget which way, for this month's workbook and tag me or message me about your progress. Please like, share, comment and subscribe so I can help more people to see the extraordinary in themselves.